They say the first thing that a child hears is his mother's heartbeat. From the first flutter, the first kick, it's supposed to be the start of something beautiful, a bond that should last for forever. But what if shit don't go according to plan, and you're born into a situation that is going to take you years to figure out? Now try adding love in that equation. How do you love and project a feeling that you never felt in the first place? That's the problem. See, what people don't want to talk about is when you grew up a sad child, the only thing that happens is you become a sad adult. You know, this episode here is not going to be easy for me at all. This is like a part of my life that I keep really guarded. I'm still processing a lot of things when it comes down to my mother, and it's some days where I'm in tears and I'm crying so bad because like I miss my mother, and not my mother per se, but the imagery of what like a mother-daughter relationship should be. You know, that's what I miss. My mom, she didn't have it easy. You know, none of us do. And that's why sometimes I can't be as empathetic as probably I should. Because as I've been growing up, it's like I've seen people from all walks of life. You know what I mean? And we all have our bad moments. We all have our times where we don't know if we're going to make it. You know what I mean? But that can't be, you know what I'm saying, an excuse to give up and just walk away from your kids. You know, and that's like the biggest thing that I deal with when it comes down to my mother. Like, I know there were certain things that my grandmother took her through. I get that. You know what I'm saying? And I know there were certain things that, you know, life took her through. I get that. But one thing about life and parents and things like that, it's like, it's never going to change. You know what I mean? Like, all of our families are going to have that one person that have a hard time dealing with life. But then, you know, at the same time, like, I don't feel like that should be an excuse to bail out on your children. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think that people realize, like, the shit we have to grow up with. Learning how to love. Like, sometimes I couldn't even fucking love my wife properly because I'm looking at her as a maternal figure and not my wife. So I'm expecting for her to do certain shit that, you know what I'm saying, maybe my mother would have did. You know, I don't know if it even makes sense, but I just know that, you know, it affects you. It makes me question people. Because the way that I look at it, I'm like, damn, dog, if my mother could walk away from me, like, what the fuck is a female?
What's going on? It's 4:30 in the morning, honey. What are you doing down here? Not this again. You've been doing this for too long, babe. And I don't know, it's like really starting to worry me now. What's going on?
It's not fair.
What's not fair?
Everything is just not fair, man.
Talk to me, babe. What's going on? This is like freaking me out here. It's 4:30 in the morning. You haven't slept. You just sitting up here drinking. I need you to let me know what's going on so I can try to help you.
I just don't think that it's fair for her to be able to bail out like this. Sometimes I just feel like it's never going to go away. Like the emptiness that I feel, like when it comes down to her, like I feel like it's never going to go away. Like I go through life, I do the best that I can, you know what I'm saying? I use her life as a blueprint of what not to do, you know what I'm saying? But it still don't make you feel any more whole because you turned out to be a good individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still deal with this emotional shit that would never go away. It would never fucking go away. And that's the thing that people don't understand.
Anywhere you go, give it all.
I don't even know like where to begin, because speaking about my mom is like something that's really touchy for me. Even though my mom is still living, it's like she's not here, even though she is here, if you understand what I'm saying. And that's like something that me and my wife get into it about all the time, because she lost her mom and my mom is here, and I know she be telling me that, like, you know, you should not, you know, be this way towards her or have this certain type of feelings, because, you know, when she's not here, you're gonna miss her. And I understand everything that she's saying, and I totally agree with her, but it's like my mom suffers from mental problems, so she has mental issues, and it's really, really, really difficult, and it's something that my family deals with. And having to deal with a person that has mental issues who doesn't even realize that she has mental issues is something that is like even more difficult than just dealing with somebody who has mental issues and accepts that they have mental issues. So it's like she's here, but she's not here. And it's like I be wanting to have that bond and that relationship with her, but it's like I be speaking to a brick wall sometimes. Like when I'm trying to explain things or have a conversation with her, it's like she's not receiving it. And it always goes back to her or something about her or whatever it is that she may be doing. So it gets kind of frustrating to deal with that at times. So I'd rather just not even deal with it at all, to be honest. I feel like my mom losing her father, you know what I mean, played a big part in her as a woman that she is today, like, because I feel like she's really dependent on men. And all through my life, like, I've never really seen my mom be single. Like, she always has to have a partner, like a man in her life. And that takes away a lot of the focus from our relationship and the things that she's supposed to do as a mother for her children. Hello? Hey, what's up, Mom? Nothing much. Yeah. I don't know. I've been like really busy lately, but I was just trying to catch up with you and see how you've been doing. Yeah. Have you been doing what you're supposed to be doing? Yeah. Well, I don't know, Ma. I don't know. Maybe sometime next week or something, but I don't know when. But yeah, you just need to make sure you focus and keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's not that I'm like trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, but every time you call me, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know what? I really don't feel like dealing with this right now. Like, I'll just call you later or something. Like, I don't know, but I just don't feel like dealing with this right now. Fuck!
What's wrong?
It's my mother. The same shit all the time. You can't force a person to realize something about them. That's something that they gonna have to get on their own. Like, you know, and I drive myself crazy, stress myself out, like trying to make her understand or hope she get where I'm coming from, but then she looks at me as though like I'm trying to tell her what to do with her life, or, you know, I'm trying to be the mother, but I'm not. I just want her to be a mother to me. That's all I really want at the end of the day, you know? So, I don't know.
I have two things left for my mother. You know what I'm saying? And that's like a picture. You know what I'm saying? And a dress that I took out her closet when she died. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, people expect for you to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she's in a better place now. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about where she's at. And granted, her death brought me comfort in a sense. Because I did no longer have to worry, like, did she eat? Is she in the house? Is she outside in the storm? Like, I mean, her death did bring me some type of relief. You know what I mean? But then what about the shit that I need to be able to be okay as a woman? You know what I'm saying? That's the things that she never provided to me. And I be mad as fuck at her for that.
I feel like the relationship with my mom really, really terribly affected me throughout my life, and currently, like, as an adult now, is something I'm still struggling with, because I never really seen love or known affection or, you know, things like that. So I don't know how to give that to my wife, and that's frustrating for me because my wife's a very loving person and she's very affectionate, and it's hard for me to show her the same ways because I never grew up with that. Like, my mom never showed that type of caring and love and affection, or asked me how I'm doing or how I'm feeling. Like, so everything was just boxed inside, and it makes me, like, nervous to open up and show my heart and let people know, or let my wife know how I'm really feeling. Like, I tend to just hide and not really express myself. Like, I don't really express my emotions, and loving and caring is something that is hard for me because I didn't get it as a child or growing up, or even still now from my mom. Like, I still don't even get that type of love and attention that a child should have from their mother.
The last time I physically see my mother, my dad had just died. And it was really weird because I wanted my wife to meet my mom, you know, because she was too late to meet my dad. He had already died. And I could think about being so excited to have my wife meet my mom. But then at the same time, I can also remember being so embarrassed because my mother didn't have an address. So when we got to Detroit, we had to ride around all the drug spots to kind of like locate my mom. And I felt terrible because I'm just like, my wife, this has got to be her first impression. Like, meet my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, we out here in the slums of Detroit. And I'm asking people if they seen my mom. You know what I mean? At all of the drug spots. And I got my wife out here. You know what I'm saying? In harm's way, pretty much. Because you can't just pull up everywhere in Detroit. It just don't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? But when I finally did see my mom, like, so much stuff had happened at that point. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't the mother that I knew. She was just like pieces left of the woman that I knew. You know? And it's just like, when I had to introduce my wife to her, it was kind of like embarrassing in a way. You know, because it's just like, I didn't want her to see. I don't even know what I wanted. I just know that wasn't the introduction that I would like had prayed for. My mom was in jail when she died. And her last moments wasn't good moments. So I have all this resentment. I have all of this anger built up because she was never my mom. But then I have this sadness because I wasn't there in her last moments. It fucks you up.
I feel like as I get older and I continue to learn and become knowledgeable and accept the things that I've been through in my past and understand that it shapes me into a better person, I feel like me and my wife can make it through anything. Like, as long as we just continue to communicate and work through things together, and she understands where I came from, I understand where she came from, so I feel like that makes our bond even 10 times greater.
There's going to be things from our past that we'll never understand, and that's okay. I think recognizing that we are flawed and we are perfect imperfections, that's the most difficult part. Sometimes we walk through this life and we have no earthly idea on where we're headed, and that's okay too. I would never truly understand the pain that my wife go through, but one thing that I can say is that I can recognize the pain that she feels. And even though sometimes our pains might be parallel, we still feel them. But I know I'm willing to be whatever I need to be better for her and for myself. Love is what you make it. We can't let things from our past determine where we're going.